All right, so we pulled some capsules, we popped some boxes. Thank you, O'Sheeps. Thank you, Macabre Derek. I very much appreciate that. And if others want to get in on it too, you're welcome to do so, and I'll be happy to show you what you got on stream. Plenty of big prizes left in the gacha pulls also, including the silver and bronze prize goblins and a $40 voucher for some miniatures. A miniature set of your choice from a list that I have. All right, so we went over the races. We're continuing to explore the player options. Here's a fun little alphabet if you wish to create notes to be in the lore. Let's go to new class options that are presented here in Humblewood. We have a Bard College. This is College of the Road. Not an officially recognized college, the College of the Road represents the personal and eclectic sets of skills, knowledge, and techniques a wandering bard picks up along their journey. As inveterate jacks of all trades, bards possess a variety of aptitudes in combat, magecraft, and general know-how, making them particularly well-suited to learning a variety of different skills. It often happens that while traveling, a bard winds up sharing their campfire with a motley assortment of wandering adventurers who may impart valuable lessons in exchange for a lively song or a well-told tale. Compared to students of other bard colleges, a special kind of sensibility is important for the College of the Road. How effectively a bard of this college can apply what they have learned depends on their understanding and insight. The College of the Road is sometimes a harsh teacher, but bards who follow this path often find themselves rewarded with a diverse array of useful tricks and tactics. Those who underestimate a bard from the College of the Road soon find that these graduates are full of surprises. So, as per Bard subclass, right, you get, at your levels here, you're getting some things. Would be this college if it was official? For Mordecai. Yeah, cool. He has been more of a vagrant, right? A vagabond, if you will. When you join the College of the Road at 3rd level, you gain a few useful proficiencies picked up from your time on the road. Choose 3 of the following options. Each option can only be selected once. You gain a proficiency with a gaming set of your choice, a martial weapon. Ooh, a martial weapon, so you can specialize in something. A martial weapon of your choice, herbalism kit, thieves' tools, a skill of your choice, or 2 languages of your choice. He is an ex-circus, yeah. So you would have been traveling. You definitely would have been speaking to a variety of people. That is, you're making a stronger and stronger case for this, Coffee. At 3rd level, you can share any useful tidbits of information you have come across in your travels to help others to see problems from a new angle. While a creature has bardic inspiration die, or has a bardic inspiration die from you, they may choose to roll with advantage on a single Arcana, History, Nature, or Religion skill check. The creature may choose whether or not to add the bardic inspiration die to this roll. Traveler's Tricks. At 3rd level, you already have several memorable experiences from your life on the road. You learn 2 Traveler's Tricks of your choice. So we... Traveler Tricks options? Is that? Oh, those are bonus proficiencies. Oh, derp. Right here. These Traveler's Tricks represent skills, techniques, and useful pieces of knowledge picked up along the way. Each one requires you to expend a use of your bardic inspiration and takes a bonus action to use unless otherwise specified. Then you get some improved tricks at 6th and 14th. Your Traveler's Tricks become stronger by practicing the tricks you know and encouraging stronger adventurers who share the knowledge with you. Your mastery over your tricks increase. That's a chart? Oh yeah, there's the Traveler Trick options. Got it. Okay, yeah, because I kept wanting to look up to the bonus proficiencies, and that's not the same list. And finally, or not finally, but a favorite trick. At 6th level, you have gained enough mastery over one of your traveler's tricks that you can use it whenever it's needed. You may choose one traveler's trick that you know and designate it as your favorite trick. If you roll initiative and have no uses of Bardic Inspiration remaining, you regain one use of it. Any Bardic Inspiration gained in this way can only be used to perform your favorite trick. And at 14th level, you can select a second favorite trick from among those below. Or you know, but they are below. Alright, so here's our options. This is almost kind of like a Battle Master fighter, right? You get some different things you can try out. Alright, Traveler's Trick options. The Traveler's Trick feature lets you choose options for it at certain levels. The options are presented here in alphabetical order. Each one is associated with a different class, and those marked with an asterisk are magical effects. It's good that they differentiate those for purposes of wild magic or anti-magic and such. Unlike traditional bard abilities, which rely on skill or panache to be properly executed, the greatest asset for picking up tricks along the road is common sense and an openness to learning new ideas. Wisdom affects how powerful your traveler's tricks are, as well as how hard they are to counter. If an option so a nice wisdom build for a bard. If an option requires a saving throw, your traveler's trick save DC 8 plus proficiency plus wisdom modifier. So yeah, this is kind of like the Battlemaster fighter. All right, acrobatics lessons. A slick rogue once gave you some pointers on zigging and zagging. When you or an ally makes a dexterity saving throw, you may expend one use of your bardic inspiration. Rolling a bardic inspiration die and adding the result to the saving throw. An ally must be within 60 feet of you and be able to see and hear you to benefit from this trick. At 6th level, if the target succeeds the saving throw against an effect that would deal half damage on a successful save, the target takes no damage instead. At 14th level, even if the target fails their saving throw, they only take half damage from the effect. Alright then. Armed combat lessons. A seasoned fighter taught you how to use a simple combat stance to wield your weapons more effectively. When you select this option, choose from the following fighting styles. Archery, you gain a +2 bonus to attack rolls you make with ranged weapons. Dueling, when you're wielding a melee weapon in one hand and no other weapons, you gain a +2 bonus to damage rolls. Great weapon fight. Oh yeah, so those are the fighting styles, derp. Yeah. So you get a fighting style there. When you make a weapon attack, you can expend one use of your Bardic Inspiration, adding your Bardic Inspiration die to the attack or damage roll. When you do this, you gain the benefits of your chosen fighting style for 10 minutes. At 6th level, you learn how to use your stance to chain your attacks together in deadly combination. Once while your fighting style is active, you may attack twice instead of once when taking the attack action on your turn. Bind the Wound. Oh, I'm sorry. At 14th level, you've learned to shore up any weaknesses in your stance. You gain a +1 to your AC for the effect's duration. That's a good one, too. All right. An experienced paladin instructed you in the basics of combat triage. When you or an ally within 5 feet of you receives healing of any kind, you may use your reaction to expend one use of your Bardic Inspiration and provide extra healing equal to the number on the Bardic Inspiration die roll plus Wisdom modifier, minimum 1. You must have at least one hand free in order to quickly staunch the target's wound. At 6th level, you have learned to identify a selection of useful herbs that you can carry with you. When providing additional healing with this trick, you may also remove the poisoned or paralyzed condition from the target. And at 14th level, you have developed a true knack for emergency triage. You may additionally remove a single disease affecting the target of this ability. It's kind of it's a bardic lay on hands. Boxing lessons. A wise monk was happy to share the basic form of the jab and weave. When you take the attack action, you can expend one use of your Bardic Inspiration to quickly execute 2 unarmed strikes against one or more creatures you could target. You may use dexterity instead of strength for the attack and damage rolls of these unarmed strikes. The damage die used for these unarmed strikes is the same as your Bardic Inspiration die. At 6th level, you have finally mastered the weave portion of your technique. You do not provoke attacks of opportunity this turn. At 14th level, your practice has paid off, granting you the use of a slightly key-infused attack. When you hit with one of these attacks, you may attempt a stunning strike. The target must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or be stunned, especially because you're a vampire, Coffee Cat. This is... Not that... I think we're having fun with the way that you're kind of getting your floating powers right now, but this is definitely... Hey, I've learned a bunch of stuff from a bunch of people. I'm going to try it out. I'm going to be a monk today. I'm going to be a druid today. A patient druid shared the secrets of forest magic with you. You can expend one use of your bardic inspiration as an action to conjure a forest guardian spirit in an unoccupied space you can see within 60 feet of you. Guardian spirit is large and takes the appearance of a spectral predatory cat. Any enemy that moves into or leaves a space adjacent to the guardian spirit must make a wisdom saving throw, taking magical slashing damage equal to your bardic inspiration die on a failure. The guardian spirit will remain for as long as you concentrate on it, up to 10 minutes. At 6th level, your bond with the guardian spirit grows even deeper. Any creature dealt damage by your guardian spirit has their speed reduced to 0 for the rest of the turn. And at 14th level, any large or smaller creature who has their speed reduced to 0 by the guardian spirit is restrained for as long as you maintain your concentration as your guardian spirit pins them in place. The Target can break free by spending an action to make a strength athletics check against your traveler's tricks save DC. A dark bargain. You made a shady bargain with a Haggard Warlock. When you select this option, choose an Eldritch Invocation from the Warlock's list of class features for which you meet the prerequisites. You can expend one use of your bardic inspiration to gain the benefits of this dark invocation for 10 minutes. Doing this requires you to roll your bardic inspiration die and take an amount of necrotic damage equal to the roll. At 6th level, you have learned how to deepen your pact with the warlock you once met. So it's sort of like subleasing magic. You know, the main renter is the warlock, but you're subleasing from the warlock. At 6th level, you have learned how to deepen your pact with the warlock you once met. You may choose to take double the necrotic damage you rolled on your bardic inspiration die to instead have the effect last 1 hour. At 14th level, your pact with the warlock unlocks frightening new power. When you reach 14th level... Uh-oh. Fiora the Tank Girl is raiding with 17 viewers. Heck yeah. Hello, everyone. Hashtag make a random person's day. Hashtag thank you for helping people. Random acts of kindness, for sure, is a wonderful lifestyle choice. Everyone, for all of you here in Maddie Morg's land, please give some nice emotes, some welcomes to our raiders, especially as they are promoting random acts of kindness and wonderful human interaction. Thank you very much, and welcome to all of you. Thank you for choosing us to raid. We're going over the Humblewood campaign setting, which is, it's an unofficial but 5e compatible setting. And we're going through the player options because after our workshop tonight going over the crunch, the next 2 nights we're going to be making Humblewood characters, and then on Saturday we're going to do a workshop where we're going to make a Humblewood adventure. Let's use what we learned and make a fun little forest friend adventure that could turn out very horrible and like Happy Tree Friends, like what Old Port Media talked about earlier. You just finished your tabletop game of the night. What were you playing, Von Holtz? Skullman and others. Follow me if you want to live. Do it now. Thank you very much for being a part of this channel and choosing us to raid. What brought you over here? It clearly wasn't my charm and good looks because your monitor must be broken. I'm kidding. I love the way I look. Fallout Equestria RPG. Dead Tree is the name of the game and setting. A Fallout Equestria game. Interesting combination. So is this Oh, okay, wait, no, because you said the, hey, Mantaruk. Hey, everyone, we have an elder being amongst us. Everyone, wave a tentacle or an appendage at Mantaruk, please. Fallout Equestria. Yeah, you said it was Dead Tree is the name of the game / setting. Okay, because at first I'm like, okay, so this is like an extra homebrew on Pony Finder, but it's not. Like, this is its own sort of sub game. So I went, well, we ran every other Roll20 stream off Twitch, so we rated the best looking D&D stream. Oh, well, you know, I don't want to brag, but no, thank you very much, and you all are very welcome here. We primarily run workshops especially to help new people with rules, to challenge ourselves, whether we've been playing a long time or a short time, to think on the fly, to, you know, we'll create random characters, and so we'll challenge ourselves by removing our personal biases from character creation or world creation and the like. And also for new players, whether they're a player or someone who wants to be a DM, GM, or ST, it helps them find that confidence and to help them find the resources also in order to step up and lead a group and not just play in a group. So character gen is going to be tomorrow night. We're going to be making 2 Humblewood characters based on what we're exploring in the Humblewood content over here. So Thursday night is Humblewood characters 1 and 2. We're going to use all Humblewood races and backgrounds. And of the 4 characters we're making, because we're going to make 2 more Humblewood characters on Friday, we're going to use the 3 subclass options. We're currently going over the Bard subclass option here. It runs like Fallout New Vegas, but tabletop game as far as mechanics. Mantarok, you've been watching a lot of D&D videos. Do you feel more learned for your experiences in what us mortals do at the tabletop? Skullman came for the cookies. You know what? I didn't buy cookies this time. And by that I mean when I run my public... I own a game store, and I run a public D&D game on Thursdays. We're currently going through Tomb of Annihilation. And so for every session, I bring cookies or I'll bring cupcakes to the table. And I call them my pre-apology cookies. Because, look, Tomb of Annihilation can be pretty brutal. And nothing helps take the edge off a character death like a good chocolate chunk cookie. Though for this session, I don't know if any of my players are here in chat, but you heard it from me first. I got them donut holes. Not powdered. That would be absolutely horrible for the table. But I got them a canister of glazed donut holes as my pre-apology cookie. Nick's Cluster is back. I do own a game store. It's in a town called Sandusky, Ohio. Otherwise, a lot of people just know it as Cedar Point, if that helps. So yeah, I mean, we talk about rules, mechanics. Look, you're sitting at a table in a game store. We're table talking. You know, sometimes I'll drift into what it's like to own the store, kind of give you a heads up, a perspective of what happens in a game store on either side of the counter. It's fun. This is a fun conversational D&D stream. Now, we do play on Tuesdays. That's where I get to practice what I preach as a workshop runner. You know, as a dungeon master, you can see that I'm not just, you know, full of puffery and pomp. Oh, well, Avarna, if you ever want to have some shop talk, last year, I actually, I sent some word out to people on my Discord. If anyone owns or manages or works in a game store, I want to have a section called Behind the Counter. And it was a week of interviews with people who are in that position. And so they can share their experiences with other people. And so when I do another Behind the Counter, Avarna, if you would like to be invited and talk about your experiences, and if you want to hype your store, you are absolutely welcome to do so. Dogface Dad, I can give you plenty of advice, and I'll do my best to convince you not to do it. And if you still want to, then I've done my due diligence. Moonhoof, I own a game store. Yep. the Hero Zone. Turns out that's quite near to my house is a coffee game shop. I'm shocked because the neighborhood isn't the best. Hey, look, a lot of times there's people who might be, you know, in a little rough area and they need a shop like that, Fallon. Yeah, please do. Look, you know, if any of you come here for Cedar Point, go to Cedar Point, have a blast, ride roller coasters and all the rides. And then, you know, when you're done on the way out, just say, hey, can I stop by the store? And yeah, I'll stop by. Or if you're looking for all the cool local stuff, I'll be happy to tell you all the non-touristy cool local stuff. Yep, that's where I'm at, Moon. Yeah, please do, Fallon. And you know what? If you step up and run games there, I'm sure they'll appreciate it, and you'll become kind of like this alpha personality, this nucleus, to attract a lot of other people into playing, and it builds you a really good store karma. Yeah, Nix, whenever. It's no pressure. The miniatures certainly help support the channel, right? With our gotcha pull minis and our boxes of minis, which there's a ton more, by the way. I have boxes and boxes of minis. And you can see the orphanage up there as well. But yeah, there's no rush. It's whenever you'd like to. That'd be something, Fallon. That'd be fun, right? To run a little gaming convention here. Just, you know, there's plenty of hotels, especially ones with convention rooms. Just have a fun little, like a tabletop, like weekend or something. Yeah, Moonhoofs, just message me on Discord. Yep, just send a message on Discord. And if you pass through, you know, I'll raise a beer, I'll shake your hand, or whatever you'd like. Thanks for the assist on that, Diadems. There we go. Raises a beer. Ba-ba-da-bum. Helping the look structure, I finally worked out how much I want to actually work. And yeah, next, if you need anything, you know that we have that mentor section on our Discord as well. If you need help with anything, or for any of you who are joining us, especially if you're joining our Discord, we have a mentor section. If you want to volunteer to be a mentor and answer questions people might have now and again, it's not like a 24/7 job, and it's completely volunteer. But you're welcome to offer mentoring, or for any of you out there who are on our Discord, you can seek mentoring in different categories of drawing and art, writing, how to use Roll20, or there's even a stream guide. So if you want to start streaming, look, I want to empower all of you with knowledge and confidence. I want to empower you to step up and run games. This is not a zero-sum pie. If you start running a D&D game, then you're drawing more people in, that you're helping them have fun and explore and learn about the world around them. Right? Similar to owning a store. If you opened a store in my town, I'm not going to be offended by that. Because look at it this way. If you teach someone how to play Magic, they're eventually going to find their way to my store, and they never were a customer there before. And I might have something that you don't, and vice versa. You might be able to help, you might be able to help my customers get what they're looking for and keep it local. You know, success is not a zero-sum game. Yeah, Diadems, can you help Kyle out there? Yeah, hey, thanks for stopping by, Moon. Thank you all for the raid. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The more the merrier. This is an awesome community that is, you know, I'm the passable face. Like, I have the face built for radio here. And you all are really the ones that are, you're making it shine. Like, as the store owner, I'm one person in that would be in a large building. But you are the person who's sitting in the seats and laughing and having fun and telling stories and etc. and so forth. So if you have any more questions, hey, yeah, Foulness is your game store. And I run this channel as the culture is run in the store, right? Keep it PG-13. We're welcoming, not in an overly saccharine fashion where everyone gets a trophy kind of a thing. It's an honest to goodness, hey, you come in, you are who you are, let's interact as human beings, right? So if any of you have any other questions, Diadems is lurking here in chat. Macabre Derek might still be, although I think he's working on something on the side. Although, Derek, if you've been listening in the background, that Fallout Equestria seems like that would be an interesting thing for you to explore. But yeah, for all of you there, if you have any questions or whatnot, you get cat butts. The cats have actually been kind of aloof tonight. Otherwise, a lot of you would have seen them by now. Maybe not a dedicated one, Dogface Dad, but incorporating WizKids products for sure. All right, so we were going over this Humblewood material. I'll still keep an eye on chat. I don't want any of you to feel like I'm ignoring you. Though, as we're going through the content here, I want to make sure that, that I'm presenting it and we get through it, because I want to make sure we're set up. Especially because we're going to be building a bard like this, and we're going to build the community domain cleric and so forth. Yeah, well, they're sleeping out in another room. I'm sure one will come in here. If I had brought some string cheese with me, she can hear when I sort of like unzip the string cheese, and so we would have had at least a calico butt on stream. All right, so we're subleasing our pact from a warlock as a bard. At 14th level, your pact with the warlock unlocks frightening new power. When you reach 14th level, choose a single spell of 7th level or lower from the warlock spell list. You may cast this spell once during this effect without expending any spell slots, although you must cast it at the level of your highest spell slot. In exchange, this spell deals additional necrotic damage to you, equal to twice the level at which it was cast. Oh, so you have a Pony Tabletop RPG? Rowan, Pulp Adventure RPG. I have a Tortoiseshell Calico and a Gray Tabby Skullman. The Gray Tabby, you can see, predominantly shows up on screen like that. Evocation lessons. A venerable wizard shared secrets of evocation magic with you. When you select this option, choose a damage dealing spell you can cast. You can expend one use of your bardic inspiration when you cast this spell to change the type of damage it deals to your choice of either acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder, chosen when you cast the spell. Add the number you roll on your bardic inspiration die plus your wisdom modifier to the damage dealt by the spell. Now, interesting that they have it wisdom. Well, you know what? This is a wisdom bard. So I guess that makes sense, because you're also not casting it with int. Yeah, never mind. Disregard me. At 6th level, you may choose to change the spell you had previously selected with this feature to another spell that you know. And at 14th level, you may choose to change the spell you had previously selected with this feature to another spell that you know. Hunting lessons. A skilled ranger taught you how to use your magic to pinpoint your quarry's weak spots. You can expend one use of your bardic inspiration to target one creature you can see within 90 feet of you as your quarry. For as long as you concentrate on this ability, up to 1 hour, all weapon attacks you make against the target deal additional damage equal to your bardic inspiration die. At 6th level, you have honed your skills to the point where you can easily track your quarry. For the duration of the effect, you are aware of your target's approximate distance and direction from you, so long as you are in the same plane. At 14th level, you can maintain this effect for up to 24 hours. Nix, you decided to do away with the curse mark on the player's arms, keeping them together. Instead, I'm writing into their backstories that they all have their own reasons for wanting to adventure and hunt down this guy. And the common thing is going to be the symbol. Yeah, Nix, I'm glad we were able to talk about that, and you found a way that you can organically keep your party together. And I think it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be more fun that way. Is they're also exploring reasons to want to be together. Yeah, the Calico fetches. Von Holtz says, we also just started a D&D Redhurst game on stream Tuesday and the Fallout Equestria RPG on Wednesday night. If you all are streaming this, Von Holtz and others, if you are on my Discord, there is a place specifically that you can give shout-outs to your streams. Because I do business with people who do business with me. If you're here, you're a part of the community, you're talking, you want to teach, you just want to hang out, you're contributing, you just know that you are absolutely allowed to post your streams in the channel on Discord. You know, help get some eyeballs on what you do. Plus, if I see what you do, I know what you do, and if I can provide a recommendation, even off stream, for someone who's looking for the things that I know about what you all do and post about, let me recommend people to you. You know, I've certainly done that. I've sent people to other channels. You know, they're like, hey, you know, I'm looking for this, or someone will bring something up in conversation and say, oh yeah, there's a game just like that. Let me write down the channel name. Skullman is truly a Skullman of good taste. Reckless tactics. You learn from a hardened barbarian that sometimes you have to charge into combat with no regard for your own safety. When you make attacks with a melee weapon that has either the heavy, two-handed, or versatile quality, you can expend one use of your Bardic Inspiration to gain advantage on the attack. Add the number you roll on your Bardic Inspiration die plus your Wisdom modifier to the attack's damage roll. Attacks made against you this round have advantage. At 6th level, you have learned, through practice, how to push your offense even further. You may impose a -5 penalty on this attack roll. If the attack hits, you add +10 to the attack's damage. At 14th level, your experience has taught you how to really go all in. If you have not moved this turn, you may voluntarily reduce your speed to 0 until your next turn to resolve this attack against any number of creatures within 5 feet of you, making a separate attack. Ooh, nice whirlwind. Ooh. And a warding trick. A gentle cleric taught you how to channel your magic into a protective veil. You can expend one use of your Bardic Inspiration as an action to grant an ally you can see within 60 feet of you a number of temporary hit points equal to your roll on the Bardic Inspiration die plus your Wisdom modifier, minimum 1. This ward lasts for as long as you maintain concentration on it, up to 10 minutes. At 6th level, your practice allows you to weave wards that retaliate against those who would harm your allies. Any creature who deals damage to an ally with temporary hit points granted by this effect must make a Wisdom saving throw. On a failure, the creature dealing damage takes an amount of radiant damage equal to your Bardic Inspiration die. A nice, like a Thorns effect, if we're it's Diablo, but you know what I'm talking about. Hopefully. If not, then there's your reference. At 14th level, you have learned how to make your ward even more resilient. For the duration of the effect, at the beginning of each round on your turn, the target gains a number of temporary hit points equal to your Bardic Inspiration die, plus your Wisdom modifier, plus 1. These replace any previous temporary hit points. Break's over. I'm historic. All right, diadems. Enjoy returning to the museum. Nick says, so one of my players owned a farm that her adopted parents owned and left to her, and she returned home one day to find the farm destroyed, and the only thing she found was a metallic symbol left in the dirt, fallen from, oh yeah, planting clues. And so, like, is everyone going to say, wait, I found a symbol too, and then they all come together like, have we been targeted? Are we affected? Maybe we can, you know, go on an adventure and figure this out. I like it, Nix. I mean, the tragedy, you know, is that nice little emotional twist, but I think you did well with that. All right, so that was the Bard College of the Road, which lets you borrow some tricks from the other classes. Now, for the Cleric, this is a community domain. The community domain focuses on the ties that bind all people together. These are the ties of family and friendship, the ties to ancestors, as well as the ties between elders and the next generation with whom they share their wisdom. The power of the gods of community in this is in the security of home and hearth and the joy of good company. Many such gods teach the value of tradition and simple ways of living in harmony with the natural world. They also tend towards the rule of law. I'm not going to get all into the fluff here because I want you to experience it, to taste the flavor of the fluff. And we're going to look at the crunch for this workshop here. From first level, you gain the ability to conjure a small flagstone hearth with a simple iron cooking pot whenever you rest. This hearth helps warm you and your companions and can be used to prepare hearty and nutritious meals on the road. If you or any friendly creatures you make camp with would regain hit points at the end of a short rest by spending one or more hit dice, each of those creatures may choose to re-roll one of their resting dice, taking the higher roll between the two. Additionally, you gain proficiency with cook's utensils. Aww. Magnificent Feast. Starting at second level, you may use your channel divinity to conjure a magical feast for the road ahead. By spending 10 minutes, you may create a number of delicious, well-prepared yet simple food items equal to your wisdom modifier, minimum 1. These food items will last up to 8 hours or until the end of a rest and will never spoil. Eating food created in this way takes an action, providing whomever eats it with healing equal to 2d4 plus your cleric level, and can remove either the frightened or poisoned condition from that creature, chosen by the creature when consumed. Pretty good. Community Watch. Starting at 6th level, you can use your Chan Div to instill a feeling of vigilant protection in you and your allies. You grant yourself and a number of allies, up to your wisdom modifier, minimum 1, a boon from your deity. Allies must be able to see you and be within 30 feet to receive the boon. Once per round, a creature benefiting from this boon can roll a d6, adding the result to a skill check, saving throw, or attack roll. This effect lasts for a number of rounds equal to your wisdom modifier, minimum 1. A creature can only benefit from this effect if it can see at least one of its allies. Divine Strike. You gain the ability to infuse your weapon. So yes, we're not so much a caster as a striker, because clerics can get either empowered cantrips or empowered physical attacks. So that's per what you can read in the player's handbook. Nothing too special about that. Paragon of the People. At 17th level, your Community Watch grants an additional d6 to each affected ally. It also grants immunity to fear for the duration of the effect. Additionally, your Magnificent Feast produces twice as many foodstuffs, each of which can, when consumed, remove a single curse or disease affecting the target. Not terrible. It's 17th level. This is epic level in 5th edition. 17, 18, 19, 20. Those are your 4 epic levels. Maybe not everything has to be powerful. I mean, and for epic, whatever. So maybe in this case, this is cool if you want to go dedicated hearth. If your DM allows multi-classing, maybe you don't feel as bad about this, unless you really are like. This would be very good also if you built up like a war band or like a big party with NPCs or followers, or even a bunch of horses or something following you around that you need to feed as well. Fallon volunteers to tank your cat bothering. Yeah, Old Port. So yeah, the purple dragon knight / banneret. It's out of the Sword Coast Adventures guide, if I am recalling correctly. Yeah, the hearth has a really nice effect, Sheeps. Let's see. Bless and Goodberry. Okay. Aid and Heroism. Makes sense. Beacon of Hope and Spirit Guardians. Yep. Banishment and... Banishment makes sense. Faithful Hound. Ooh, interesting. Mass Cure Wounds and Telepathic Bond. Seems like a thematic list of the domain spells you'd always have prepared. I don't think it's necessarily overpowered. I mean, we can nitpick over what generating food and water can do in a world or a community. You know, as far as mechanics go, I don't think this is necessarily overpowered. I mean, you might have people that are cheesing good berries. You know, technically, rules as written, they're kind of meant to be cheesed. You know, especially if you don't have any sort of enforcement effect for people who constantly are being knocked out. You know, like someone gets knocked out, they get a sensu bean, I mean a good berry, they get back up with 1 hit point, and then, like, you know, they're not killed outright, but another critical strike, another berry to bring back, you know, and so forth. You know, some DMs have some trouble, and that's even with, like, healing word shenanigans and whatnot, so I'm not even just picking on good berry. You know, there's nothing particularly onerous about this domain, I don't think. It does exactly what it says. You're there to support a community. You are the center of a community. You're there to make sure that people are eating well. You know, hey, put us some meat on your bones. You know, you're just like a big Italian grandma owl. Just, you know, and yeah, it works. Ah, the night domain. Thank you, O'Sheeps. I've been working on my owlese. So, the night domain. I want to roll that character now. Just like a really large Italian grandmother owl who has this hearth domain can like just conjure a hearth and start cooking pasta and spice some meatballs and all that. Hark, let me tell you how create food and water destroys the economy and creates devastating socioeconomic disparity. Welcome to my TED Talk. Well, I mean, I could be serious, but that's not the topic of this workshop. 3 levels monk multi-class, maybe 3 in paladin. Beginning at first level. Fallon says, I happen to know that one of the people in this chat room is secretly an owl. Who? Beginning at first level. A divine blessing grants you the ability to see more clearly in the dark and dim conditions. You can see in dim light within 60 feet of you. Fallon. You can see within dim light 60 feet of you, or bright light and magical non-darkness, or non-magical darkness if there's only dim light. So it gives you dark vision. When you reach 6th level, you can see dim light within 120 feet of you. Okay, so it gives you some extended dark vision. Fallon, look, I would be a horrible wingman if I didn't play into that. Yeah, hey, you know what? Fallon certainly has a particular talent for that. It's fine, oh sheeps. Let the man beak. 8th level, you can see normally in darkness, both magical and non-magical at 120. And finally, at 17th level, your eyes are able to see the truth hiding within the darkness. Gain the ability to call upon the powers of your deity to grant yourself true sight.
List met for orphanage.
Very well, Derek. When the broadcast ends, apparently Derek gave me some homework to do. For any of you that are new here, Derek is adopting some orphaned minis, and he's going to give them a good home and give them employment, you know, in trying to destroy his player characters. I'm done. I cannot with you. Oh, gosh. Ward of Shadows. At first level, you're just egging me on. Come on, O'Sheeps. At first level, you can create a ward of divine shadows to conceal yourself from an attacking enemy. When attacked by a creature you can see within 30 feet of you, you can use your reaction to impose disadvantage on the attack roll, as shadow envelops your form. An attacker that can't be blinded is immune to this feature. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your wisdom modifier and regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. So very utilitarian so far. Well, look, we're talking about owls, and therefore, you know, no barn is meant. Well, Derek, you know that I throw in some special things here and there, so we'll see what happens if you get a snaky surprise with your shipment. There's a barn burner upon. Yeah, that's. Channel Divinity, Invocation of Night. Starting at 2nd level, you can use your Chandiv to harness the power of night, clouding the vision of your foes in a shroud of darkness. As an action, you present your holy symbol, causing any source of mundane or magical light within 30 feet of you to be extinguished. Additionally, each hostile creature within 30 feet of you must make a Constitution saving throw. A creature who fails the saving throw is blinded for a number of rounds equal to your Cleric level. A creature blinded in this way gets a new saving throw at the end of each of its turns to remove the effect. The creature that has total cover from you is not affected. Improved Ward. At 6th level, you can use your Ward of Shadows feature whenever a creature you can see within 30 feet of you attacks a creature besides yourself. Kind of like that Flare ability, I think, on the Light Cleric, which kind of makes sense, right? You know, the brightest light casts the deepest shadows. Veil of Dreams. When you reach 8th level, you gain mastery over magical sleep. When you cast the sleep spell, you add your Cleric level to the dice you roll to determine how... Oh, so, okay, it's an improved sleep. There we go. You may choose the order in which the creatures within the spell's area are affected. If the first target chosen has too many hit points to be affected, the spell will instead target the next creature you've chosen that the spell could affect. Additionally, any creature you put to sleep cannot be woken until the start of your next turn. Otherwise, the sleep acts as normal. So guaranteed, ooh, you can set up a murder circle with that one turn. Creature of the Night. Starting at 17th level, you can use your action to activate a supernatural aura of Deep Night. It lasts for 1 minute or until you dismiss it using another action. You emit heavily obscuring darkness in a 30-foot radius and lightly obscuring shadows 50 feet beyond that. The darkness and shadows overlap and smother existing sources of light. Only light produced by a 9th level spell or a similarly powerful effect can negate the darkness and the shadows. Oh, Sheeps, thank you very much for the host. Enemies within the shadows constantly feel the presence of hungry predators watching them and become frightened as long as they remain inside the affected area. Enemies in the darkness are both blinded and frightened for as long as they remain within its area. And then our last subclass here is for fighters. Martial archetype. You can become a Scofflaw. Ooh, I love that term, Scofflaw. A fighter who hits hard and fights dirty, the Scofflaw balks at the idea of honor and tradition, doing what they need to survive. Rules are made to be broken, and the Scofflaw extends this logic to their fighting style. Using every trick at their disposal to gain the upper hand against their foes, the Scofflaw cows their enemy into submission or overwhelms their defenses with a single cheap shot. Scofflaws eventually trust their notorious reputation to do much of the work for them, gaining the ability to cause foes to quake with a single threat. Scofflaws are a diverse bunch that run the gamut from graceful yet deadly knaves to bruiser thugs. What ties them together is their belief that there's no such thing as a bad win. When you choose this martial archetype, gain proficiency in one of the following skills: deception, insight, intimidation, sleight of hand, or stealth. Alternatively, you may learn Thieves' Cant. At 3rd level, you are adept at integrating insults and barbs into your fighting style. So long as you are in combat, you may choose to use strength or dexterity to make charisma ability checks. That's really interesting. Brutal Brawler. And by the way, this also, if you're playing this and you're at my table, I would expect some wonderful one-liners in the middle of combat. Third level, your tavern-side scuffles have honed your ability to deal damage with just about anything that's handy. If you have proficiency with improvised weapons, and treat any improvised weapon you handle as if it has the finesse quality. Oh, wow. Additionally, whenever you hit with an improvised weapon, you may spend a bonus action to break it over your opponent. Doing this destroys the weapon, but deals the maximum number each of the weapon's damage dice would deal to the target. Any additional dice added to the attack's damage roll are not affected by the ability. At 10th level, the improvised weapons you wield become even more lethal in your hands. When you spend your bonus action to break an improvised weapon over your opponent, add an additional 2d6 to the weapon's base damage. At 18th level, you roll all attacks made with improvised weapons with advantage. You have Misdirection. At 7th level, you are adept at using words and gestures to taunt or fake out your opponent, turning their lack of composure against them. This allows you to goad your foe into swinging in ways that can cause them to strike their allies, or which leave them open to counterattack. As a bonus action, you can misdirect an opponent within 5 feet of you. The target must succeed on an intelligence saving throw against a DC equal to 8, plus your proficiency bonus, plus your strength or dexterity modifier. On a failure, they must spend their reaction to attack a creature of your choosing within 5 feet of them. If no other creatures are present within 5 feet of them, they waste their reaction attacking the air where you once were. In order for you to misdirect a creature in this way, they must be able to see, hear, or otherwise be able to understand you. So, a beast, some slimes or plants or stuff might not be able to be misdirected. On a related note, Jerry introduced Twitter to the word overcrow. Yeah, Scofflaw would be... this is kind of like a fighter's rendition of the swashbuckler rogue. Blind Sense at 10th level, you are truly skilled at exploiting the openings you create in combat, hitting off-guard opponents with precise blows that are swift and deadly. You may use this technique against any creature that hasn't yet taken a turn in combat, or who you have successfully misdirected this turn. You may also apply this technique to any attack roll for which you have advantage. On a hit, you exploit an opening in the target's defenses. You can choose to have your attack deal an extra 5d6 points of damage. I guess that's it. 5d6 points of damage, period. Once you use this ability, you can't use it again until you've taken a short or long rest. So yeah, it's kind of like a once per rest sneak attack. It goes to 76 and then 96. And then you can almost always float it as an epic action. Infamy at 15th level, your reputation precedes you, making it easy for you to strike fear into the hearts of anyone foolish enough to oppose you. As part of your attack action, you can utter deadly threats to a single target within 30 feet of you, causing them to become frightened of you for 1 minute on a failed wisdom saving throw. An affected target may repeat this saving throw at the end of each of their turns, ending the effect on a success. The DC for this saving throw is 8 plus your proficiency bonus, plus your strength or dexterity modifier. A creature who has witnessed or heard tales of your ruthlessness rolls their saving throw with disadvantage. In order for you to use this feature, a creature must be able to see, hear, or otherwise be able to understand you. And 2 for flinching. At 18th level, you have perfected the art of exploiting your opponent's weakness. Whenever you take the attack action against an opponent you have successfully misdirected this turn, or an opponent that is afflicted by a condition, you may take 1 additional attack against that opponent. You may only use this feature once per round. Yeah, exactly. That's what it's supposed to simulate, Fallon. You're in a bar fight. Chair, break, extra damage. Umbrella, stab, extra damage as you open it up, like inside someone. Then you reach over. Bottle, max damage. You're just destroying everything as you're just laying into your enemies. But that's exactly the point it was trying to get across, Fallon. Exactly. All right, so we have some new backgrounds. Let me see if this is a break point or not for us real quick. Backgrounds, feats, spells. You know what? Let's get up and take a break. And when we come back, we'll go through the backgrounds, the feats, the spells. And then we can take a look at some of the other... stuff that might be crunchy for us, right? Maybe the bestiary. We could take a look at creating NPCs. You know, what would a Humblewood NPC be? So we get an idea for a Humblewood PC, and we can even take a sneak peek at the magic items that are down here too. All right, everyone. So let's take 10, and when we come back, I'll pop minis if any of you want to get some gacha capsules or pop boxes of minis, and we'll ride out the last part of our mechanical overview of Humblewood.